Hi there, this is the story of Navitas, ticker symbol NVTS. Right now the market cap is about $1.4 billion and the price around $6.70. Has increased in recent days quite a lot. Now the most important question is whether this company, Navitas, is a great investment at the current price. And the answer, from my perspective, you'll find it in this box. During this video, I'll open the box and I'll find the answer here. Now, to understand this business, you have to look, at the revenue and how they make money and what's next, their next steps, how much they can grow. So revenue over the last 3 years, about 40 million, 70 million, 83 million. And for the first half of 2025, a decline in the revenue. They reported only 28 million. And earnings, of course, a lot of losses. Over the last 2 years and a half, only a profit in 2022. Now, this is quite bad because if you look at the revenue, let's say 83 million, and compare this amount with the current market cap, 1.4 billion, you can see that is somehow overvalued, right? Above average. Now, you have to understand how they make money. Here, they make money from sales of semiconductors, devices, and other applications. And the most important thing is that they focus on specific technology, which include gallium nitride and silicon carbide. Their technologies are used in EVs, charging, for instance, phone chargers, and they allow faster charging and higher efficiency. And of course, the technology is also used in renewable energy. And the more they innovate, the higher the market share grows. Because if they can come up with something better than what's on the market, they can have a huge market share. Now, if you look at their balance sheet, they have 161 million and no debt. So it's an important amount. They can cover their losses. But still, if you compare their cash with their current market cap, still overvalued. Now, as they continue to develop their technologies, they attracted some important partnerships. One of them is a partnership with NVIDIA to develop technologies for data centers to improve the efficiency, higher energy, faster charging, right? And all the benefits. And besides this, they also won 40 designs with OEMs. And these OEMs offer the final product to Amazon, Facebook, Alibaba, and other cloud providers. And this is quite important for the designs, quite important. Partnership with NVIDIA and partnership with important OEMs, which also provide infrastructure for important cloud providers. Amazing. They also change the CEO, they have a new CEO. All of this, and the stock price back then when they announced that news went up quite a lot. Now, the important thing is to think how much money, as a question, how much money can Navitas generate from these partnerships? NVIDIA and also OEMs. And what I found is that possible pipeline and possible revenue may be around 2.4 billion. Their contracts, their pipeline, which should be earned starting from 25, the second half, and also 2026. And if you dig deeper, 2.4 billion, that will come from EV, 900 million, AI data centers, 165 million, mobile. Here they have partnership with Xiaomi, Samsung, 1.2 billion, and solar, 200 million. So as you can see, their technology seems quite in demand from different important customers such as Nvidia, cloud providers, and also mobile. And now, if you look at their possible revenue, 2.4 billion, and you look at the current revenue, 83 million, you see a huge jump. Now, the question is, how much can they generate? Because for the first half, nothing, a decline. And they expect this in the second half, right? Now, if you were to calculate, let's say they generate 2 billion in revenue a year, if they can maintain their market position, that will mean a lot for this company Navitas. From this level, yes, the market cap can go to 10 billion, right? If you can rely on this possible customer revenue, around 2 billion. Let's be conservative, 2 billion. At least 10 billion. Might go even higher if the growth rate is higher, 20 billion. You can also have this scenario, 20 billion. But this is in the future. We don't know for sure. That's why it's called possible. And the market is only 1.4 billion. So we can have quite a nice increase, but my biggest problem is the following. How much money they can earn on this revenue of 10 billion. Because if they continue to report losses, even if they make 2 billion revenue, that will be bad for you, common investor. If you look at the number of shares over the last years, it has increased from 150 million to over 213 million. And that will be bad because if the revenue goes higher and also their losses, then they are forced to issue more shares to cover these losses. And we, common investor, will pay for those losses. So this is my biggest problem. I'm not sure if they can become profitable with 2 billion, possible 2 billion in revenue. And then another doubt is, I'm not sure if they can achieve 2 billion in revenue. Two important question marks. Yes, the upside is quite high, but also the risk is quite high. In my view, the risk is higher than the reward. Now, to show you the answer for this company, you can see it here. For me, Navitas is not a great investment right now. Because their outlook, yes, looks great, but it's not something certain. I wouldn't take the risk to rely on this future possible revenue and future possible profits. I wouldn't take that risk. Now, if you want better investment ideas, where the risk is low and the reward quite nice, over a double, 2-3x, simply go to my profile, press join, choose Titan Investor, and then you have access to my portfolio. And my annualized return over the last 4 years is 40% a year. That's an amazing performance. Compare this performance with the S&P 500, only around 10% or 11%, 3 times better. So if you want to increase your returns, stop losing money, join my membership. By joining this level, Titan, every time I make a transaction, I'll make a new video for you, only for you. You also get access to an investing course and other in-depth analysis. Plus, access to the previous levels, Spartan and Gladiator. So see you there. Now, if you were to force me to invest $1 million in Navitas, I would say keep your money. Because I don't know how to value this company. It's hard. I mean, even if I try based on this, there is a lot of risk. And I don't want to go into that. So that's it for this video.